Holy Jesus, people showed up. I'll be damned. How you doing? Yes, how are you? We were a little nervous because this is above ground and a lot of times gay people only do things in groups below ground. But I'm glad you're all here. This is very exciting. Hot Gay Comics live for television. By a show of hands, how many of you have televisions? Have you have a pretty good? Okay, and how many of you have the Here Network? Okay, we've got some work to do, but we're very good. So do we have all gay people? Is everyone here gay? You're gay. Very good, very good. Do we have a lot of discussion? Like, did some of you just come out right then? I should tell you I'm gay. We're at a gay show. I thought this would be a good way of doing it. Do we have some lesbians? I sense lesbians in the crowd tonight. Okay, we're a little lesbian heavy on this side. We may have to move some of you. And straight people, I should ask about the... Really? That was disproportionately powerful. Really? That many straight here? You, sir, obviously straight with your 4 chicks. And, a lot of straight people. Really? I was going to have security remove like 3 or 4 of you, but I guess we can't do that. Do we have any gays in relationships, or as I like to call them, gays from the future? You two, look at the way you're sitting. You guys are mounting each other in love. Look, how long you been doing it? 7 years. Which in gay years, 30? What are we talking? What is that? 7 years. What's the trick? 7 years. No tricks. Oh. Oh, you're a funny crowd. Okay. So a lot of straight people and a funny crowd. This could be tough. This could be tough. For a comedian, for a gay comedian just trying to make his way in the world, this could be tough. But I feel good. 7 years, that's amazing. Can any gays beat 7 years? Can anyone beat 7 years? Anyone? One guy, okay. Yes, I've been masturbating for 25 years. No, that's your boyfriend, your lover, your partner. And how long? Pretty good. Oh, it's so easy to get gays to clap. It really is. It's interesting because you do a straight show, and straight crowds, you literally have to be married for like 30 years before they'll clap. Because then it's like, oh, Jesus, you've been having sex with that same motherfucker for 30 freaking years. But gays, literally, like somebody here met somebody on Craigslist tonight, and you're still out, you haven't done it yet, and we're proud of you. Do you want to raise your hand if that's you? Do you want to do that? Well, this is very exciting. I'm very happy. The comics are literally so excited. As I walked out, one of the comedians said to me, "How gay are you going to be for this show?" Which I think, that's a sign, don't you think? Okay, we'll edit laughter in there. So that's the beauty of television, people. For the people at home, that was very funny. So we have some lesbians here. I love lesbians, but I have a question, actually, for some of the lesbians. Why, I've met a disproportionate amount of lesbians with bad knees. Can anyone? Everywhere I go, I see lesbians with knee braces. You're pointing at her. Do you have bad knees? You have 2 bad knees. You were counting her knee also. 2. We, as lesbians, we share knees and. Okay, so you have, and what happened? Because I'm always trying to find out what happened to the lesbians that they get bad knees. What's the story?
I ruptured my tendon and tore my ACL.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ruptured tendon, torn ACL, like NFL shit. That's what lesbians... Yeah, I noticed, I went with my boyfriend the other day, we went to Bed Bath & Beyond, and I noticed that lesbians, and I think this might have something to do with it, lesbians don't use carts, they carry everything. Have you noticed that? They don't care how much shit they have. They're carrying, and they carry each other, they'll carry you, it doesn't matter. I have a good friend who's a lesbian. She's going to come out here in a little bit, and we go to Pinkberry. You guys going to Pinkberry? I feel like only gay people go to Pinkberry, right? Is that fair to say? Gays used to do ecstasy, now Pinkberry. So we go to Pinkberry on Sunday nights, and we pretend we're a straight couple. That's what we do. It's sort of our little trick on the Pinkberry guy. And the other day, so I got some Pinkberry, and I got lychee. Am I saying it right? Lychee? Thank you. Thank you all very much. That was good grammar. Lychee. I got some lychee, and I'm not kidding. As I had it in my mouth, she said to me, Dave, you know, that has the same consistency as vagina. And I've been out of the game for probably 10 years. And can anyone else confirm that? Is it a heavy vagina feeling? You guys are good. You're all looking at me like, okay, we're ready for comedy. We're gonna do some comedic things. All right. So is everyone out? Are you all out? Do we have any closet cases here? Because I like to help the young gay people. Do we have anyone want to admit it right now? I know you. You're not out. You're a hoe. Do we have anyone back there? I feel like there's got to be someone hiding in the back. I was closeted for a long time. I actually did stand-up for 8 years, closeted. And I lived with people that didn't know I was gay. I actually, one of my roommates once found gay porn on my computer. And I was so closeted and so good at it that we had this guy that lived downstairs, and he didn't have the internet, so he used to come upstairs and use our computers. And I was so closeted that my roommate came up to me one day and he's like, Dave, you are not gonna believe this. Dan from downstairs has been coming up here and downloading gay porn on your computer. I was like, oh shit, not Dan. Dan? And my roommate, he's an IT guy. He was, a real big computer guy. He's like, I will take care of it. I can delete this. I can get it out of the registry. It will never be seen. There will be no record, no nothing. And then you have that moment. You have that moment where you can say 2 simple words, I'm gay. Or you can go, oh shit, those are Corbin Fisher monthly passes. What am I gonna fucking... And it's not important what I did, but... Are you enjoying the sweat? Are you guys? Yeah, I could tell something. You were all looking at me like, that's a lot of sweat. If I lose control of one of my eyes, just a little gel. I used a lot of gel today. Please give it up for Ann Neczypor, everybody. Ann Neczypor.
Dave Rubin, everybody. Thank the man. How we doing? Yes. My name is Ann Neczypor. My last name rhymes with Lesihor, which was an awesome way to grow up. Spent the first 20 years of my life running around going, fuck you, I'm not gay. And then I moved to New York and I was like, oh, fuck me. I'm a gay. Really gay. But I didn't know because I'm what they call a chapstick lesbian. You know? Looks like a dress shoe, feels like a sneaker. That's me. I have a tie, but I have a really cute haircut. It's confusing at my house in the morning. However, I have been wearing my keys since the 8th grade. Right? Lesbians on this side? That's a tip-off, people. If you're not a stage manager or a warden and you wear your keys, you're probably a lesbian. Incidentally, if you're a stage manager or a warden, you're probably a lesbian. I think that's fair. My ex-girlfriend, however, not a lesbian. You can do that now, did you know? Yeah, so like after 3 years together, I turned to her and I was like, what the fuck? How are you not a lesbian already? And she was like, well, Ann, if I spent 3 years in China, I wouldn't be Chinese, now would I? To which I had no retort until recently. I was like, but you didn't spend 3 years in China. You spent 3 years in my situation room. You know what I mean? Situation womb, as Barbara Walters might say. Just saying. And it's easier to date straight girls. You know why? Because pretty straight girls are always single. It's true, yeah, there's one. I'll talk to you later. Whereas when you're trying to date an attractive lesbian, it's like trying to jump into double dutch. You know what I mean? Like the women come so close together, you like really have to time that jump in. I always seem to get hit in the head with something. I'm like, didn't see her coming. Really, you guys have been friends for a few years. Oh, okay, I get it. No, you got drunk, I get it. It happens. That sucks. My last actual relationship with a lesbian lasted 8 days. 8 days long. It's like Hanukkah in July. 8 crazy nights. Followed by 14 days of hate mail. Here's a tip. If your breakup takes longer than your actual relationship, you're a lesbian. Women know how to drag shit out. And there's 2 of us. Twice as long. Sending emails back and forth. She was like, you should have known I liked you because I licked your asshole on the first date. Right? I'm like, I just thought you were drunk and a little bit gross. I was like, somebody should get this girl a map. OnStar, little help, flashlight, Rand McNally. No? Okay, this is just part of your routine. Awesome. Awesome. I'm like, here's a tip. Next time, buy a girl a flower. Nothing says I love you like a love note. Oh, man. So I was talking to my mother recently, and we were going back and forth about why I can't, settle down with somebody. And she was like, when you find the right person, keyword, when you find the right person, everything will be great. And I was like, Mom, repeat after me. I'm gay. And she was like, I'm gay. She thinks she's funny. And also maybe a little bit gay. No, seriously, she hit menopause and she was like, now that my libido's dead, all I want to do is hang out with my lady friends. I think you have the right idea. Yes, Mother, this is an idea I had. One morning before Catholic school, I woke up and thought, what would make my life easy? I know, women. They're easy. They're not. I am ho! But they're not. Any joke that deserves a sidekick deserves a bigger laugh than that. But I was like, I'm gay. Are we clear? And she was like, yes, honey, we're here. We're clear. Get used to it. I'm like, great, you can lead the jellyfish pride parade. As opposed to the cattle pride parade, which is like, we're here, we're steer. Get used to it. Or the kitty cat parade, which would be something like, we're here. It's my one obligatory cat joke as a lesbian. Just felt like it was my duty. Yeah, it would be a shame if my mom turned out to be a dyke, because she's been married to my dad for a long time. And he is like the dadliest man that ever existed. He wears like Umbros and white socks while he mows the lawn wearing a shirt that says, I fought the lawn and the lawn won! It's the funniest shit he's ever heard. He called me up the other day and he was like, Ann, I have a new dream in life. My dream is to move to India and open a secondhand clothing store called Who's Sorry Now? Wouldn't that be great? Like, yeah, Dad, you just need the high kick after that joke. That's it. The high kick will be awesome. Calls me up and tells me things like, I saw on the Discovery Channel they've learned how shrimp communicate. I'm like, really, Dad? How's that? And he's like, shell phones. Huh? Huh? Awesome. He's an awesome guy. Fan-freaking-tastic. I was interested in this girl named Anne recently, and I contemplated dating her, except every time we would get intimate, Neil Diamond would play in my head, and all I could hear was, Anne's touching Anne, reaching out, touching Anne, touching Anne. You guys don't know that song, you two? Sweet okay. Who's Caroline? I don't know. But I came out to my grandfather, who's 85 and Italian. For those of you that don't know, that means he's a bigot. Yeah, through and through. So he hates everybody equally. So when I sat him down and I was like, listen, Pup-Up, I'm in love with a woman. I'm dating a girl. I have a girlfriend. He took this like really intense pause and he stared at me and he goes, well, at least you're not dating a black guy. Or a Jew. Which is fucking horrifying, but fascinating to know that homosexuals have now come in above interracial couples and interfaith couples in the eyes of hateful old Italian men. We've moved up. He and my Jewish black girlfriend did not get along. They were not friends. You guys have been fantastic. Have a great night.
All right, so this next comic, I got to tell you, this guy, he literally, not a joke, was the first person that I ever came out to. And we had been doing comedy together, and it was on September 10th, 2001, at about midnight. And that's when I came out to him, and I was smoking a lot of pot at the time, and I came out to him. And can you imagine, like, you know, you hide something for so long, and then literally I came out to one person. I woke up, and America was under attack. Like... That'll set you back. I mean, that set me back 3 years. Ironically, first time I blew someone, Katrina. So I'm having... No, he's the first person I ever came out to. He's been one of my best friends and a comic pal and all that good stuff. And now this is getting very sappy, so I better bring him out. Mike Singer, everybody. Give it up for Mike, please.
That's love. Dave Rubin, everybody. Keep it going for Dave Rubin. Yeah, so Dave came out to me on September 10th, and the first thing he said after he came out to me was, don't tell anybody. So I, of course, got on the phone and said, hey, Dave Rubin's gay, pass it on. He walked around for the next 6 months thinking no one knew he was gay. I was like, oh, my. Gay people are so mean, aren't we? Oh, she's like, yes, you are. Obviously a parent of a gay person. You taught them well. How you guys doing? Hi in the back. It's September. Did you get that same pit in your stomach that I do in September this time of year? That sick back to school feeling? You know what I mean? That sick feeling of like dread that you're going to be under the microscope and all you feel is papers and pencils and pens, oh my. Papers and pencils and pens, oh my. Although I guess it's not that way anymore now. It's just like, I need a new laptop. Because we had the good stuff, papers and pencils and pens and that compass. You know that thing with the pencil on one end and the dagger on the other? You couldn't even get that into a school nowadays. Because they got fucking security. He's got a weapon, get him! This is Geraldo Rivera at the PS 104. A 9-year-old with a dagger was dragged away just for trying to do geometry. Where is our country heading? Later on Fox News. Yeah, the saddest thing about September, for me, no more parades. Yeah, because what is a summer Sunday in New York City without a parade, right? Every Sunday, it's a different ethnic group, different religious group, different social group, you know, and it adds a little color to the cityscape in the summer, right? Got the Puerto Rican Day Parade, a lot of color, a lot of dancing, a lot of music. The Pride Parade, of course, we like that one. A lot of color, a lot of dancing, a lot of music. But what a lot of people don't know is that the first parade of the season is actually at the end of May. And it's the Israel Day Parade. My other people. And this is a fine parade. No color, no dancing, no music. Just 100,000 Jews marching down Fifth Avenue. How much further do we have to walk? Can you call me a cab? My bursitis is acting up. Actually, I almost didn't go to the Pride Parade this year because I realized the only reason I'm going anymore is to replace the free condoms that I got at last year's parade that I didn't use. Out with the old, in with the new, there's always hope, you know? I also feel like the Pride Parade is losing its meaning. Did you guys go this year? Everyone? Did anyone not go? Everyone's like, I didn't go. Don't hurt me. No, I feel like it's losing its meaning, you know? It used to be about issues, you know? It was always about something. It was about, you know, AIDS discrimination, housing discrimination, job discrimination, fundamental rights, anti-violence, right? You know? But that was back in a time when gay people were routinely shit upon. And now, in a time when gay people are not routinely shit upon, there's actually floats of gay people that like to be routinely shit upon. So I don't know where the issue's gone. It seems the only thing we can really unite on anymore is shirtless dancing boys, you know? Not that I have anything against shirtless dancing boys, you know, and it was okay when it was just the bars and the clubs because they're selling sex. But see, what happened was it just became a marketing thing, and everyone else, all the other participants would look at those floats and see that that was the only floats that anyone was paying attention to. You know, and that, you know, when the grad students would go by, people would just go, piss break. You know what I mean? It was just like, bring on the, so the next thing you know what you got? Shirtless gay IT workers from Google. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey, look, it's the shirtless gay NYU med students. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh my God, it's the shirtless gay lawyers advocating the eradication of other shirtless gay lawyers. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just once in the parade, I would just like to see a float where there's a poetry reading. The reader could be shirtless, but just a poetry reading. Even the religious groups are getting into it now. The gay Catholics were shirtless. And of course, bringing up the rear of the parade, the gay Jews. We're still walking. How can we be still walking? Hey, put your shirt on. You're going to catch skin cancer, all right? So I'm trying to think, what is the issue that unites us that we should have this parade, you know, in the same scope that we used to have it? And all I can think of is the issue they're trying to convince us that we all have is marriage. Marriage. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for marriage. But let's face it, 95% of us are never getting married. We don't want to get married. We don't know how to get married. We wouldn't know what to do if we did get married. You know? And I'm thinking that if our major issue is marriage, we should just declare victory and move out to the fucking suburbs, you know? Because that's what all my couple friends are doing anyway, right? They're all going out to the suburbs, you know? I have a couple friend that actually went from Hell's Kitchen to Maplewood, New Jersey. I was like, what the hell is that? Actually, it was you. It was him. I mean, and I tried to tell him to stop. I was like, no, do not go to the suburbs. I grew up in the suburbs. There's nothing to do with the suburbs. Don't go there. There's no parade. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There's no show tunes in the suburbs, except for the theme for Desperate Housewives. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. No Sunday tea dance in the suburbs, unless you drop a cup of hot Lipton on your foot. Ooh, 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 ooh. Bye-bye. There's no sex in the suburbs. If you... Spoken from a man who knows. If you want to get on manhunt in the suburbs, you actually have to get a rifle and a bloodhound. Go to the post office, look at the most wanted pictures. No cockshots in the suburbs. And the minute couples get out to the suburbs, then they want kids. Which I'm okay with that too. But make your own kids. You know what all my couple friends are doing now? They're adopting young Asian boys. I'm sorry, that's my dating pool. You know, I've been adopting young Asian boys for years now. And my worst nightmare is that I'll be at the parade next year and I'll be in the adoption process. And my adoptee will walk up to one of my friends and say, hey, can I borrow the car keys, Dad? So I've made a rule, okay? Next year's parade, no married couples who live in the suburbs can come with their children. Because you know why? When that happens, you know what the cops are gonna do? They're gonna make everyone put their shirts back on. And then the parents are gonna complain about the loud music because they don't want it to bug their little fucking children. And without music, you can't have dancing. No color, no dancing, no music. That's not the Pride Parade anymore. You know what that is? That's just 500,000 faggots marching down Fifth Avenue. How much further do we have to walk? Anyway, I would never get to that point anyway, because I can't even find a date, let alone get married. I mean, I have a kind of a weird boyfriend thing, but that's international in nature. And no, my problem is that when I ask people out, they think that I'm just a gay basher. because they just assume I'm straight, which is just the weirdest thing, you know, to have that happen, you know. Because most gay people, when they walk down the streets of Chelsea, people ask them for their phone numbers. When I walk down the streets of Chelsea, people ask me if I'm scalping Yankees tickets. I swear, I could be up here blowing Carson Kressley. People are like, who's the straight guy with Kressley? It's not easy. It's just not easy being me. Anyway, I have a birthday coming up because it's the fall. That's when my birthday is. I'm a Scorpio. I know, everyone's like, shit, let's get the fuck out of here. Scorpio. I'll be years old. And so in order to honor my birthday, I went to get a physical from my very gay doctor. And I haven't had a physical in 6 years, and it's weird. When you get to be a certain age, they start actually looking for malfunctions. 'Cause you know, when you're like 20, they just say, stick out your tongue, stick out your ass. Now it's like they're actively looking for shit. The doctor puts in my hands, he actually gave me homework. He puts in my hands a piece of paper that said, state your family's medical history. And I was thinking about it, I was like, wow, what does he mean by this? And I realized that what the doctor wants to know is how everyone in my family died. Because the doctor needs to know this in order to prevent me from dying that way, or to have a defense in the lawsuit in case I do die that way. So I actually went home and I thought of all the ways that I could think of that people in my family died as far back as I can remember. Now, I really recommend that you go home and do this because it's really interesting to see where your future or lack thereof lies. So this is how everyone in my family died as far back as I can remember. Heart attack, lung cancer, pancreatic cancer, heart attack, falling down the stairs. That was a great aunt. She didn't eat enough one day. She fainted. Down she went. Aneurysm, heart attack, Hitler. Falling down the stairs. That was an aunt. She was running away from Hitler, and syphilis. Now, I plotted all these causes of death onto a statistical bell curve, and I determined I am most likely to die from either a heart attack or from Hitler. So from now on, in order to live a longer, more healthy life, I'm staying away from red meat and time machine set to Hitler. To finish. I was walking around in my neighborhood. I live in Astoria, and yay, woo! And there's the three gay people other than me in Astoria, and I was walking by this, it was like a church. It was one of these non-denominational, new age, foofy churches. And outside this church, there was a sign. And on the sign was everything you needed to know to go to this church, like who the pastor is, when they had services and stuff. Then way at the bottom of the sign, it said, every Monday night at 7, aerobics for the spirit. And I thought to myself, you know, this is probably just some really boring lecture series, but if I ever went to Aerobics for the Spirit, I hoped that it would go something like this. All right, everybody, on your feet. It's time for Aerobics for the Spirit. Ready? Begin. On the first day, God created the heaven and the earth. And dig 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 and dig. Build those mountains and dig those oceans and dig and dig and dig and dig. On the second day, God said, let there be light. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. Full moon and half moon and quarter moon and rest again and full moon and half moon and quarter moon and rest. Good. God said to Noah, take the animals 2 by 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now you're Moses, all right? You're leading the Israelites out of Egypt. You get to the Red Sea. You got to part those waters, so part them and part them and part them and part them. Oh no, look, the Egyptians are coming. The Egyptians are coming. They're coming to get us. What do we got to do to them? We got to drown them and drown them and drown them and drown them. And 4 more and 3 more. And 2 more, get the fur, everyone, all right, good, okay. Okay, Christians, assume the crucifix position. Good. Jews, get out your hammers and hammer and hammer and hammer and hammer. Christians, feel the burn and feel the burn. Jews, hammer and hammer and hammer, all right. On the 7th day, God looked all around him, he saw that all was good, so what did he do? He rests. Thanks a lot, folks. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you very much.
All right, we got more show for you. This next guy, when I came out after all my years doing stand-up, he's like the Pied Piper of gay comedy. He runs every show, and he was the first man to show me that you're allowed to hug, and it doesn't have to go any further than that. and he's funny, and he does Busted on HereTV.com. Please give it up for Shawn Hollenbach, everybody. Shawn!
Dave Rubin, everyone, come on! Ow! Ow, let me take you all in. You're so gorgeous. How are we? How are we, people? So my sister came over last weekend, and we were reviewing our yearbooks to look at our old friends and make fun of them like gays do. We judge. We judge. And I was looking at the pictures and seeing how overposed and obnoxious they are, and I was trying to imagine what would happen if we did these poses in real life. Could you imagine you'd be like on the phone with your friend, you're like, Doug, yeah, I'm on 57th and 8th. I'll be standing right next to the tree. Okay. Yeah, Tanya, I'm in the back of the bar. I have my jean jacket over my shoulder showing off my class ring. Yeah, Sonia, I'm standing in my room next to my big 95. And my personal favorite is like, yo, Tyree, get here quick. I'm in front of the laser beams and fall, popping my collar. Glamour shot. Oh, God. So I am from Redneck, Pennsylvania. Anyone else? Pennsylvania. Where are you from? Punxsutawney. Where the fuck? I don't even know that. That's where they do Groundhog's Day, right? Well, okay, for those of you who don't know, there's 3 parts of Pennsylvania. There's Pittsburgh, there's Philadelphia, and then there's Children of the Corn. And that's where I'm from. It is a frightening, frightening place to be. It's like these people, all they have are NASCAR, the Philadelphia Eagles, and Jesus. And so I feel like when I go home, I have to use my straight voice to get by. Can you guys let me know if my straight voice is good enough? I've been working really hard on it. Can you guys do that for me? Okay, the first straight phrase I learned is, I can fix stuff. It's good, right? Almost. How about Sweet Camaro? Who does your detailing? How about date rape? Is that even a crime? I don't know, I'm straight. Barely knew her. So that I have a very straight twin brother. He's an amazing man. He's a race car driver, an electrician. And you could tell the difference between us by our 7th birthday. You know, he was wearing a Spider-Man shirt, and his cake was a baseball player. And I was wearing a 3/4 length Rehoboth beach tee. And on my cake was a unicorn leaping over a rainbow. I wish that was a joke. That is 100% real. And even though we were so different, people still asked us, did you guys switch places on April Fool's Day to trick people? Could you guys imagine the tragedy that would happen if we did switch places? You turn on the local news that night, and it would be, today's top stories, a local student chops off his arm today in shop class, building what looks like Jason Priestley riding a Pegasus. In related news, his twin brother started a brawl in show choir. And then I tried to imagine if we switched places today, what would happen? Like if I go to Pennsylvania to his electrician site and he come to a gay bar in New York. Could you imagine? I'd be on the site and they'd be like, Hollenbach, put the conduit next to the big pipe. I'm like, the big what? Where? Which porta potty? I bareback for straight. Straight people don't have diseases. Are you kidding? No kidding. They don't. Just pregnancy. Just pregnancy. And then my twin brother would come to New York to a gay bar, and a gay guy would hit on him, and my twin brother would say, dude, like fucking a dude's like fucking a sheep. Without even blinking, the gay guy would say, meh, 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 meh. Yes, lovely man. My twin brother just got married last year. Married a lovely girl in quotes. She's lovely. when I called him to congratulate him, I said, Eric, congratulations. He's like, on what? I'm like, on getting engaged? He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, so you're getting married December 21st, right? He's like, I guess so. I was like, all right. So I called his fiance and I'm like, congratulations. She's like, on what? My brother is gonna have a baby, a little girl. I'm so scared for her. She's gonna have the worst prom ever, like with a mom who, she decorates her entire house in Tasmanian devil, first of all. And she always makes me feel pretentious for no reason. I went over for Thanksgiving last year and I brought a bottle of wine. She's like, oh, it's in a bottle? I guess you wanted me to go all the way up there and get a glass for you. Plastic cup too good for you? I'm like, yeah. My twin brother, he's great. My family's all great. My father's very supportive. I came out to him 3 years ago, and for my following birthday, he gave me a card and had 2 shirtless men on it on a motorcycle. And on the top of the card, it said, happy birthday. These guys are looking for you. Meanwhile, frightened, I'm like, really? And on the inside, it says, but since they didn't stop and ask for directions, they ended up on this card instead. I didn't want grandchildren anyway, homo. Love, Dad. And I think we're okay. He is very supportive. He saw me go through all my musical theater shows in high school. I was Mr. McAfee, as every other gay man has played in here. And Bye Bye Birdie. I was like, kids, I don't know what's wrong with these kids today. Dancing vagina. I was like, Kim, my daughter Kim, get over here. Stay away from that awful, rabble-rousing Conrad Birdie. Tell him to come over tonight and head upstairs, okay? Yeah. And then my father also supported me through my unicorn collection addiction, which was great. And he also got me my first job at a truck stop, which is pretty gay. Yeah. Great guy, wonderful person. So I have a day job. I just don't do this, for lots of money. So I work in television. I work for a comedy channel. I won't say which one. But a lot of my friends, they ask me, Shawn, everyone there must be so funny. Everyone there must be so funny. Well, I used to work at Lifetime where everyone's a victim, so. And I have a couple of friends who work at Sci-Fi, and they're all virgins, so. It's branding. You can't help it. Do you guys have a friend who does what I call the relate and switch? Where something awful happens in your life, they call you to console you, they relate to you, and then suddenly switch it, and at the end of the conversation, you're saying, I'm sorry to them? Example, a friend called me, she's like, Shawn, I'm really sorry to hear Mom died, but I can totally relate. Our family dog died, but at least your mom didn't suffer. I'm sorry. I just imagine her doing this for every awful thing that's happened. She's like, I'm really sorry to hear a friend died during 9/11, but I can totally relate. My 2 CD tower fell in my bedroom last night. At least you have to clean it up. So hard. God. I'm really sorry to hear Grandma died during the Holocaust, but I can totally relate. I have the worst gas leak in my apartment. Oh, God. Worst headache in the world. Advil doesn't touch it. My life is so hard. My life is so hard. I don't know if you guys, in New York, we have this thing called the Miss Subway pageant. They've now since canceled it, but I just wish I could go see that awful pageant in all its glory. Could you guys imagine each girl representing her own train? How awful that would be? This is how I see it in my head. It'd be like, hey, my name's Rochelle, and I'm Miss One Train. Y'all better vote for me, because you know who number one is. Oh, you know who number one is. Oh, here's my kid. Look at her dance. And of course, we get the outer borough trains involved. It's like, hello, my name's Amber, and I'm Miss L-I-or. Miss Long Island Railroad. And if you vote for me, I'll make sure every time you get off at Mineola, you get a free sample of Frizzies. Just got my nails done, Swarovski crystals, $15. Palm trees. I just got date raped behind a dumpster. It's hard. It's hard getting here. $13 a ticket. Come on, people. And of course, there's always a tearjerker thrown in the mix. Her name's Susie. It's like, hi, my name's Susie, and I'm in a wheelchair. Because I'm Miss G-Train. Because you know the G-Train don't run neither. Hey, what, how? I play basketball. My arms are so muscular. And at the end, there's a song sung by out-of-work actor Alan Thicke. And the song goes like this. Miss Subways, now the time is yours. Miss Subways, you always stand clear of the closing doors. Miss Subway, so poised and so charming. I bet you find suspicious packages alarming. Miss Subways. Then it breaks out into a disco and 25 girls come out in taffeta. It's like da 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 da. You can win $25 cold hard cash. A scholarship to DeVry. Here's my kid. I'm Shawn Hollenbach. Have a great night.
Shawn Hollenbach, everybody. Shawn Hollenbach. Hopefully no offense if any of you went to DeVry. I have to tell you one quick story about Shawn because things happen to gay people that definitely do not happen to straight people. And Shawn cleared me that I'm allowed to tell you this story. I saw Shawn on the subway about 2 months ago, and he was wearing glasses, and I've never seen him wear glasses before. And I totally kidding, was like, Shawn, what happened? Did you meet a guy on Manhunt and he shot a load in your eye and now you can't see? And I swear to God, he was like, yes. That could only happen to a gay person, people. Thank you guys so much for coming. You guys were a great crowd. That's been Hot Gay Comics Live. Thank you. Hey, good night.